Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the Volkswagen Atlas. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and link you to the Kengar Volkswagen here in Orem for giving me some time with this Atlas. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 269 horsepower and then 273 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So you can see here with the hood, you've got a very boxy design raised up on either side, which is pretty cool. And then popping down below, like the new Atlas headlight design, I think that's also fun. Notice how it goes into the grille as well with the lighting cluster. Got a camera there below the Volkswagen logo. This has a nice 360 camera system. Lots of chrome trim, and there's the front. Now around the side here, our turning wheel setup is 265 by 45 by 21 on the front and over in the rear. And I like this wheel design. It's very Audi-esque, if I do say so myself, with the coloration and trim and all of that. Got these nice chunky fender flares you can see here with all of the trim as well. Also around the windows. And then here's the side profile of the Atlas. This is where you can really see that boxy design. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the remote start opening for the hatch. So it's got everything you need on the key fob. And this new key fob is pretty fancy pants. Now you do have a decent amount of storage behind the third row. Again, this is similar in size to like a Toyota Grand Highlander, Jeep Grand Cherokee L, Mazda CX-90, that kind of size of SUV. So if you want real storage space, you do have to throw the third row down, which is manual for that operation there. And then when you're all done, just press that button and that will lower the hatch, which is pretty cool. Look at these taillights. I think those are nice. And then you can see the exhaust tips there at the bottom, and it's the rest of the rear. Now this leads us inside where, see, we've got a sunshade here for the rear passengers, soft touch here at the top, down below, really nice trim. I mean, very luxury car-esque. And here's a quick look at the second row seats, very fancy. Now I'm actually going to pull this. That makes accessing the third row very easy. You can see we've got nice quilted design in the third row. Legroom's going to be a little bit more cramped. Again, I have to reserve it for kids, but because of the boxy design, you do actually have pretty good headroom, which is a plus if you ask me. Now the seat, getting it back into place, you just have to, pull this and then muscle it. So I'll have to probably do it with 2 arms. Anyways, now that I'm in the second row, legroom here is good. We also have a little storage pocket. We've got some vents here in the rear. You can see heated seats, got our own climate zone as well. And then again, headroom, because that boxy design is good. And then popping up front, again, you've got all the nice trim throughout. You can see here with the door lock and unlock, and also speaker for the sound system. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments, mirrors do power fold in. They also have blind spot monitoring. And then here's the front seat itself. Nice design. And then we've got our memory seat function. We also have massage seat, and the massage seat also applies to the passenger, which is pretty cool. Light controls there on the side. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, nice soft touch trim all around. Paddle shifters there on the back of the steering wheel. And then we've got practical controls here on the front, including for our cruise control, for example, for the screen and everything. Regular stocks there on the back. And then taking a look at that screen, we can scroll through and you can see different bits of information depending on what you want to select. You can also change the display of the screen. So kind of like Audi's virtual cockpit, very customizable. Nice 360 camera system in reverse, so another big plus. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's very easy to use, quick response time with it. You do have certain functions like the seats and climate that are built into the screen. You do have some physical controls below for like volume and climate a little bit, but yeah, heat and cold seat controls, all of that is built into the screen. And then like if you want to change the drive modes, it's also in the screen as well. We do have a heads-up display, some soft touch trim, and then kind of like this. I don't think this is real wood, but got wood trim across the dash. Big glove box. And then down below, shortcut buttons for the infotainment system. And then this is kind of like our little charging area. And then you got your little gear nub shifter. Engine stops right above that, and parking brake. Cup holders. Storage underneath here, like big storage area. But then you also have a big center console, so it's very practical indeed. Nice trim here on the top. And then we do have a panoramic center. So this is an SEL Premium R-Line. That's a long name. $55,841. So similar in price to a Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. Let's see how it performs. Safety first. Okay. So normally I do an exhaust clip, but there's a lot of people driving around the car and I don't want my camera to get ran over, so no exhaust clip in today's video. It's also a 2-liter 4-cylinder, so yeah. Volkswagen Atlas. Volkswagen, you can tell, is upping the premium quite a bit. I think part of it's segment pressure. Again, I've said this in the past, Kia and Hyundai reshaped the, I'm going to go through here so we don't have to wait in this traffic. Kia and Hyundai reshaped the SUV market forever. Because prior to the Palisade and Telluride, you know, there was some kind of like more luxurious trims, packages on SUVs, but nothing that was like full-blown luxury car. Whereas now, you can see there's a lot of 3-row SUVs that you'd consider full-blown luxury, and it's because of those, right? Hyundai and Kia come out with these SUVs that have, you know, a nice premium headliner, massaging seats, heated cooled seats, just full-blown luxury car inside. And they didn't price them any higher than the rest of the competition, so everyone's kind of had to react, and I think it's just Volkswagen's reaction. Plus, I think that Volkswagen's now trying to differentiate itself, you know, from a lot of the automakers it just competes with here in the US market. So going premium is kind of the way that they are going. Good torque out of the engine. That's something that's interesting to note is they're doing a turbo 4-cylinder with this. You know, some cars in this segment have turbo 4-cylinders, some have V6s still naturally aspirated. This isn't bad, it's got good torque. The only downside about a turbo 4-cylinder is just the fuel economy in the real world sometimes isn't as good as you'd expect. And then on top of fuel economy, the other thing that can be kind of obnoxious is on the top end, it just kind of, they always just kind of taper off a little bit, you know? So it's just not the most pleasing to drive sometimes, but it's also not that bad. I will say, let's see. Oof. Yeah, not terrible. Do here is put it over to the sport mode. Haven't seen one of these in a while. Wow. Such a weird looking car. Such a weird looking car. But yeah, this interior definitely feels very premium. It's very spacious. I like it. It's super usable. I think that Volkswagen did a really good job with how they set this up to make it feel as solid as it is. Like, just nice material use throughout in general. I mean, they still have like the normal cost-cutting stuff that most manufacturers use, like this cloth on the side of the seat, for example. But I mean, other than that, I think it's pretty well done. And it looks like they're using materials here on the dash that are going to hold up better over time, which I think is important, because a problem with a lot of these modern cars is they look good out of the showroom, but then you put 10-20,000 miles on them and they already start to show like a ton of wear and tear. Like they don't hold up, right? They don't build cars like they used to. But yeah, if they use the right materials, then it seems like it holds up better over time. And this stuff on the dash, my experience with other cars seems like it does pretty darn well, if you ask me. But hopefully we get an acceleration. This is why I don't like doing reviews at this time of the day, because the traffic is always just horrible. Oh, they must pipe in the audio. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just kind of There's no real top end. It's 4-cylinder. It's 4-cylinder. But yeah, the new Atlas, it's gone Lux. It has gone Lux. Let me know what you guys think about it. But I think this is a car that's worth taking a look at. It drives well, like it's comfortable. It's got a nice interior. It's got solid features. Price point that it's at. I need to fix that pothole. It's got solid features for the price point that it's at. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Atlas. But I think this is a nice, we'll call it pseudo luxury crossover, right? It's not technically a luxury brand or anything like that, but it's got all the luxury features, so it pretty much is a luxury car at this point.